Good morning, Twin Cities, St. Paul, surrounding neighborhoods. This is your Un-Bougie foodie, Wesley Wright. As you can tell, we have slowly moved into the fall season. But that doesn't stop talking about food, though, because, if anything, it heightens it even more because, there's warm stuff that you could talk about, such as chilies, there's a bunch of stuff. we're getting into the other holiday seasons where food is just kind of like is the focus. And you know what this show is all about. This is a food show. So thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Take a moment to sit back and just listen to the show. You might learn something, a point or two, or be able to share maybe a suggestion of a different food or on the subject that we're going to be talking about. So first off, let me give you that telephone number so that you could call in, which is 651-200-3479. Again, 651-200-3479. I am here to take your phone calls. If you have a suggestion, a comment, that's what we're here for. That's what we're longing to hear from you. So, let's get started. The topic that I wanted to mention today, or talk about, if you would, is about curries. And there's a reason why I mentioned that, or, it's a topic for me. There was a really great dish that I was helping some friends make earlier this week. And I want to share it with you. And you probably, if you're on my personal page, not the Un-Bougie foodie, but I was sharing it with some other friends and everything, and I'm not sure why I didn't share it on the Un-Bougie foodie. I'm doing that now. I think I take photos of the food and everything, so that, of course, is one of the reasons why it captured a number of people's attention, because this was a beautiful photo of this curry. And I'll get into that in just a moment. But again, a number of friends were like, we want the recipe. This looks amazing. This looks delicious. So I had to wrangle the friend. He knows I love him. I consider him a home chef. I know a lot of home chefs that are really great cooks and can produce some really wonderful dishes. Some of them are just, you would think, where are you all coming up with this wonderful stuff? But this particular home chef, he is a world traveler. So Aaron Gabriel, thank you so much for allowing me. I know it was a task, but you gave me an opportunity to help you all with, creating this dish or making this dish, or preparing it, I should say, and also getting the recipe from you so that I could share it with others. So shout out to my friend Aaron Gabriel, home chef, world traveler, composer. He's been on the show before, but I'm just giving him a shout out. So thank you very much for that. And I'm going to be sharing that shortly. But, I talk about the curry, or that curry dish, and I had to do a little bit of research too. And I knew that there were different types of curries because I've gone to, as many of us have gone to, an Indian restaurant, or maybe a Thai restaurant, or many other restaurants that do curries, because it's not just those two. ethnicities, but or two types of cuisines. But I I guess I just thought at one point, that there were, a curry is a curry, and that's not the case. So in my own research, and just talking with different individuals that do, a lot of either Asian dishes or ones that are based with curry, uh, helped me out understand a little bit of the different types. Um, Specifically, in this case, we're going to talk about Thai curry, and it could refer to any dish that's in Thai cuisine. It's made with various different types of curry pastes, uh, and and sometimes they could be referring to the pastes themselves. In the United States, though, when you find them on the store shelves, um, it's by some type of Thai brand or somewhat. So a lot of times they have a variety of um, products that are just really of just vegetables. Um, they refer to them as cruelty-free spices, and it's one of those. That's one of what curry is. It's a term that refers to dishes. Um, Oftentimes they're commonly through an Asian origin or design. Ah, just usually they contain some type of turmeric, chili powder, cumin or coriander, or cilantro actually, uh, and then some other spices that may differ from the different regions or from region to region. Uh, in Southeast Asia, curries, they tend to contain a lot of coconut milk, which is what I'm kind of used to. And then in Northeast, they often contain more lime juice and less coconut milk. Um, so if you're not aware, more certain curries could be sweeter than others. So, again, with all the different ingredients that there are within a curry, again, as I mentioned, Thai curries would have chili peppers, garlic, coconut milk, um, some type of ginger. Um, but again, not all of them are the same. The taste can vary. Um, some can have influences more through Chinese cuisine or maybe a Laotian type of cuisine, as well as just having their own, the South Asian type of cuisine or flair to it. So let's get into those. The first one is a sweet green curry. This is very popular and hailing from central Thailand. Um, Green curry, it's commonly known as being the hottest of the curries. But like I mentioned before, not all curries are the same, and some are sweeter. This is one of the ones that's sweet. It's also very sweet. It has large amounts of lime juice and coconut milk. Um, it could consist of eggplant and green chilies in a green curry sauce. And that sauce is made from, again, green chilies, kaffir lime leaves, and I'll explain about kaffir lime leaves in just a minute. Thai basil, shallots, ginger, um, and there's a specific type of, it's another milder version of ginger. It's called finger root, and garlic and turmeric. So that's, again, all of the mixture or the ingredients that would make up that sweet green curry. Now, kaffir leaves, they are leaves from a citrus fruit that's really found or native to tropical Asia, India, places like that. India, Bangladesh, Thailand, um, and the Philippines. Where you're probably wondering, okay, well, if I wanted to make that myself or make a curry myself, you could definitely find some curry recipes online, but to make a really great, like, sweet green curry, kaffir leaves, and specifically like Thai basil and chilies. Those are like key ingredients, and of course ginger. Well, all of them are key ingredients, but what I'm saying is that, to give it that taste, that sweetness, the again, with those leaves being from the citrus fruit, um, that's what's going to help with adding that additional sweetness, as well. But you can probably wondering, where can I get these? You can buy them here in uh, United States, and specifically in the Twin Cities. There are a couple of places that I could suggest, and this is, again, for the kaffir leaves, but also for some of these curries too, curry paste, if you don't want to have to do it yourself. Anyway, um, the Wedge Co-op, the one on Lindale, 2105 Lindale Avenue. That's in Minneapolis. You could certainly find them, again, these kaffir leaves there. Uh, Oftentimes, you can find them in the Asian market, and uh, there are a number at least in my neighborhood, or the neighborhood that I'm in. Um, Shuanghur Oriental Market. Um, there's one in Minneapolis and one in St. Paul. I live in St. Paul, so St. Paul. That one in St. Paul is 654 University Avenue. And the one in Minneapolis is 2701 Nicolette. So, again, if you're looking for those kaffir leaves, you could certainly find them and purchase them there. Um, I thought what was interesting, I didn't really understand about the word that was used for the ginger, and we're just still talking on the sweet green curry. It's, and I hope I'm going to say this correctly, galangal, 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 and it's more of a class of that type of root plant, because there are various types. So specifically, it talked about blue ginger, or what is that? I think it's kochai, which is what I was referring to, the finger root, a milder cousin of the ginger root. So under the galangal, the blue ginger, or the ginger that we normally see, that you would see when you go to a grocery store, very often, what probably when you're growing up and you're used to seeing it, that's what that one is, the blue ginger. I just thought it was quite interesting because I had never heard the word before, galangal. So research, people, research. Got to do research. Anyway, that is the sweet green curry. Next is the red curry. Red curry, it's known as the spicy curry. Okay, some might equate that to, it's red, it's going to have some type of spice or whatnot to it. This is also from central Thailand as well. It gets its color, or that red color, from a lot of different chilies, specifically red chilies. And then they're crushed with garlic, shallots, the blue ginger that we talked about a moment ago, and then lemongrass. And so this forms that red curry paste for the dish, and then it's mixed with coconut milk to form the curry sauce. So there's a commonality with curries, as you could tell, specifically the coconut milk. So just know that you're going to have to get coconut milk. Coconut milk is very important for curries. A variety of different meats and vegetables can actually be simmered in the sauce, and which I thought was interesting. Pumpkin, eggplant, and tofu. Tofu I was familiar with, but the pumpkin and eggplant, eggplant, I think it's a kind of like I consider it like hearty, porous type of vegetable, and or kind of the squash family. Um, but it helps take on, or it can take on, the flavor and taste of whatever it is placed in. And in this case, if you're trying to, basically infuse that curry into eggplant, just cutting it up and then, you know, letting it simmer in that red sauce. Yeah, uh, it's great. It's delicious. I don't have tofu that often, but when I do like it. But the eggplant is one that I have tasted before in curries and tastes really good. Pumpkin, it's I suppose it has to come around at a seasonal time period like now, where pumpkin is in season. Um, I don't really. I'm just gonna say, I won't say I don't like pumpkin. I just don't have a number of haven't made a number of dishes with pumpkin to really appreciate it more. And I think I need to look into that a little bit more. So, hey, if anybody has any suggestions on pumpkin, on doing that, preparing something like that, please let me know. I am happy to take on any type of suggestions. Uh, hey, that will give you an opportunity to either be on air, or you could always send me an email. That's something to consider or to think about. Um, yeah, my email is the unbougiefoodie@gmail.com. You could definitely get a chance to see foods that I have been um, partaking of, or maybe preparing, by going to my Instagram, which is the_Un-Bougie foodie, or my Twitter, where I will also share those foods and photos and posts at Un-Bougie foodie. So make sure that you feel free to give us a call here if you have any suggestions or want to participate in your letting us know what your favorite curry is, or how you use your particular curry. That's by calling us or calling me here at the station, 651-200-3479. Again, that number is 651-200-3479. The last, actually, there'll be two more. I think the one that's more popular, or that we probably see very often, is the yellow curry. Yellow curry, it comes in different varieties in Thailand. It's especially rich because it contains, of course, coconut cream, and it's served oftentimes with mixed vegetables. There are other yellow colored curries also. That would include the gold curry. It's more of a spicier version of the basic yellow curry. Then there's a elephant curry, very spicy, doesn't have any coconut milk. And then there is the orange curry, very sour, and also doesn't have any type of coconut milk or uses any coconut milk with it. So of all of those yellow curries, they are made with a lot of turmeric, plenty of it. And they usually have cumin, yellow mustard seeds, nutmeg, the kaffir lime leaves that I mentioned, and juice. So I think that yellow curry is often one that is probably we see, or that we probably see at the store. There are others, of course, that you can find, until, I suppose, recently understanding how the different curries, how best to put to use different curries with different meats and vegetables and so forth. I always use the yellow curry. And because I was cooking for friends and I didn't know what their taste levels were and spice levels and so forth, I wanted to just kind of like go with something very mainstream, one that was not going to frighten anyone from having a dish that I was making. So Yeah, that was one that I've used very often. But I'm so excited about learning the using the sweet green curry and the red curry. There are two other curries too that I just thought uh, I've never had before. Although one, so okay, that this next one, it's called Masaman curry. It's derived from an Indian curry and often eaten in central as well as southern Thailand. Masaman curry is using red chilies, blue ginger, shallots, garlic, lemongrass, cardamom. So it's a lot. There's more cardamom, coriander, cumin, nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon. It's quite a bit. Um, it also, as I talked about, the commonality, coconut milk is also used, and then the kaffir lime leaves are then added to the sauce. And then you could also have peanuts and potatoes add to finishing off the curry dish. So the masaman curry, um, yeah, that one I may have had, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Has anyone else ever had masaman curry? If so, hey, let me know. Give me a call and let me know what you thought of it. Uh, Again, 651-200-3479. Um, Welcome your suggestions or your comments. The last one the last curry that I'm going to talk about is one from Laos. And the dish that I had, I don't remember the name because it's a while ago. Um, but I went to a pop up, um, a Laotian pop up, and some friends had gone with me, and um, it was a wonderful, just, I'll say display, presentation, all of that. But one particular dish, which another friend named as TJ helped us understand the various types of dishes that we had. This one was Penang curry. Penang curry, it again comes from Thailand, you know, Laos specifically, and is usually eaten in central Thailand. It's a milder, subtler flavor, uh, than others, but it is spicier than Thai curries. It's made from dried chilies, the kaffir lime leaves, and I'm hoping I'm saying that word correctly. Kaffir lime leaves, kaffir or kaffir. Coconut milk, lemongrass, cilantro, cumin, garlic, shallots, and it forms that paste. And can also contain peanuts. I have not tasted it with peanuts. Uh, I think probably they didn't serve it with peanuts because they were concerned about um, anyone having peanut allergies. This specific dish, at least the one um, that I had. So uh, most Thai curries they have a specific origin in either one region or another of either Thailand or Laos, and it can be spread really throughout the island. And most of them can be found in the modern day Thailand or in Thai restaurants, in the United States as well. So, so those are the different types of curries that I've found out about. Um, if there are more, uh, I would encourage you to let me know. Share, because I'm all interested about finding out about the different types of, in this case, curries, in this topic, that are out there. Um, Off topic a little bit, as various as the curry options that we just discussed, garlic. There are like 20 to 30 different type or variations of garlic. Did you know that? That's gonna have to be for another topic or another day. But garlic, I mean, and I can tell you a few of them or one or two of them that I'm just fascinated by. Um, Georgian fire, in Chilean red, of course the standard, elephant garlic, but those two that I first mentioned, in Chilean red and Georgia fire, yeah, those. I go to the St. Paul Farmers Market, and the Herb Man um, is there and providing these different types of garlics. And when I tell you that you could, from using a standard garlic and then trying like in Chilean red or Georgia fire, you will find that the taste is enhanced so much more. So just keep those in mind. Interested in, I know we went off topic. I went off topic a little bit, but if you're interested in finding out maybe a new garlic to use, or you could find it in your area, because I could only get it from him, is Georgian fire and Chilean red. Wonderful, wonderful garlic variations. So, okay, as promised, there's a recipe that I'm going to share. And it is green curry chili, or excuse me, wrong. Green curry chicken with rainbow chard and mushrooms. And I do have it already prepared and everything, so I'm going to go through the ingredients, but also I'm going to provide you with a picture as well as the recipe online right directly after this show. So if you missed any of the ingredients, never fear. You'll have it available online as well. So watch out for it. So I hope you're listening. Hope you have a pen and paper. If you're taking that moment to just, again, have your coffee or just listen to the show, I want to say thank you. But time to get into these ingredients for the green curry chicken with rainbow chard and mushrooms. First off, here we're going to list all the ingredients. There's a lot of them. And just know that, yes, it seems a bit labor intensive, but when you taste this curry or this dish, you will want to have more of it, or you will do your own variation and add some other, maybe a different spice or an additional vegetable in there. But yeah, let's get started with that. First off, it is 1 red onion that's diced. Next is 2 to 3 cups of chopped rainbow chard or red cabbage. Now, I'm going to stop right there and pause, because initially when I posted this recipe and even the picture too, I had put rainbow Swiss chard, and I was corrected by another friend, because for some reason I thought that it was just all one, and it's not. Rainbow chard and Swiss chard, they are two different type of chards. A chard is there's just one type of vegetable, but because there's the two different names, there's rainbow chard and Swiss chard, the only difference is the color. And you'll understand about the using of the rainbow chard rather than just the Swiss chard, because it adds that vibrance of color. Aesthetics in any type of food, for me, is what's exciting or what captures my attention. So rainbow chard has these beautiful colors. The leaves have beautiful colors, and to use that, or again, the red cabbage, just really makes this dish really pop with color, and with all the other flavors and everything that you're going to be adding to it. So just keep in mind, rainbow chard, Swiss chard, two different colors. That's the only difference. So next ingredient is 3 garlic cloves, 1 one thumb, if you would, and interesting, it's thumb, but 1 portion of fresh ginger, one chopped chili, whether it be jalapeno or maybe serrano. Um, Want to chop those up. If you want to have more heat, you could certainly leave in the seeds. I would encourage you to kind of not put in the seeds first off, especially if you're doing it for the first time, just to kind of like gauge where the heat is, and take the seeds out. Yeah. Next is 8 to 10 mushrooms, cut in quarters. You could also get mushrooms already sliced. You could probably use, I love using baby bella. Button mushrooms are just as nice. Baby bellas though there's just something about them. It's a bit of a different taste, and that adds to it earthiness. I love it. So, but use whatever mushrooms that you would like. Again, 8 to 10 of those, cut in quarters. Next ingredient would be 1 to 2 carrots diced. That's an optional item, but certainly one that you can add. We didn't add them because we forgot about them. Next, 10 green beans. Make sure to cut off the ends and then cut them in half. Next item or ingredient, 6 chicken thighs, bone in. That having it bone in adds that additional flavor. Just like with when that's why people use, they do broths using either a bone or chicken bone or beef bone, to get all that the taste and flavors from the marrow. That adds to the additional flavoring. Either in a broth or in a dish such as this, where the chicken itself is going to be submerged into that, into the sauce for the curry. So we'll get into that a little bit more. But again, chicken thighs bone in. You can do it boneless, or have the debone the chicken. But yeah, added flavor. Next is the cilantro. And it could just be a handful of cilantro. So if you have a bunch, probably take 2 or 3 fingers and just kind of, that would be sufficient of the cilantro that you're actually going to use. So 2 or 3 fingers full of the cilantro, and then just kind of like tear that from the stalk. That would be sufficient. Next, 2 or 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 can of coconut milk, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 5 dashes of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of coconut sugar, 2 spring onions chopped, 1/4 cup chopped cilantro, and so yeah, 2/3 teaspoon, and that's more to taste, because everyone's taste level is different. And then lastly, 4 cups of rice, and that's cooked, of course. There is the most important part, a packet of either green, red, or yellow curry paste. So you can't forget that, otherwise it's not really green curry chicken, is it? So first off, after you're going to mash the ginger and the garlic together in a mortar and pestle. You're going to set that aside. And I use the term of Dutch oven only because it's a cast iron pot, and it's one that's most effective. But if you have a large pot that's very shallow, I mean, a pot almost like a stock pot, but not really. You'll know what we're talking about when we're saying Dutch oven. It's a heavier cast iron pot itself. A lot of times it's probably enamel, or it can just be just a cast iron itself. But it's one that you could either use on top of the stove or place in the oven. So it's very versatile. So don't be afraid of the word Dutch oven, because it's nothing overly, I'm just going to use the word, there's nothing overly bougie about it. So you probably have it already in your kitchen or as one of the pots that you use in your repertoire in preparing a meal. So yeah. So in a Dutch oven and in medium heat, you're going to saute the onions and the chili in coconut oil. You're then going to add the ginger and the garlic and then saute those until they're really aromatic. And the way that you'll be able to tell is it's going to smell. That's probably the best way. You will be able to smell those different aromas coming through as they're sauteing. You'll be able to smell the ginger. You'll be able to smell the garlic, as well as definitely the chili and the onions for sure, because those are key ingredients. When that happens, that's when you want to add the curry paste. When that's all combined, you're then going to put the chicken in and then brown the chicken on both sides. So that's about 5 to 10 minutes for each side. And then you're going to remove the chicken thighs from the curry. And then you're going to set those aside, preferably in maybe just a glass bowl or just where you could have them out of the pan itself or out of the pot that you're cooking in itself. So after you've removed the chicken, you're going to add the carrots and then saute those for like 2 or 3 minutes in the curry, and then you're going to add the mushrooms. Once again, you're going to have those in for 2 or 3 minutes. And then the green beans. So it's a bit of a process, like I said. Again, another 2 or 3 minutes for the beans. And then finally, you're going to add the Swiss chard. And we didn't even talk about how much of the Swiss chard, not Swiss chard, the rainbow chard. Rainbow chard, you probably, depending upon how much you would like of it, I would say about 2 to maybe 3 cups of rainbow chard would be sufficient. And that will be perfect. So make sure that when you're doing your rainbow chard, you are cutting off, you're cutting the actual leafy portion and not the actual stalk. So it may mean that you'll have to go down the middle or along the sides of the middle stalk or of the leaves, because although it does add its own fibrousness to the dish, yeah, it tastes better without the stalk. So you want the leaves themselves. So you want to cut those leaves away from the stalk. So about 2 to 3 cups of the rainbow chard, and it might seem like a lot, but when you're cooking down a vegetable like rainbow chard, as in with like greens, it's going to wilt, or it's going to lose all of that firmness and will slowly be compressed. Not losing any taste, again, because it's just really hearty and everything hasn't been introduced to any type of heat and water. It's going to wilt. So once the chard is wilted in the pot, that's when you want to add the the coconut milk, and the sugar, and the fish sauce, and amino acids. So the amino acids would be the soy sauce, again the fish sauce. Those are like the amino acids that we're referring to. You're going to bring that to a light boil, and then when you see it really start going, you're going to turn it to low, and then you are going to return the chicken back into the pot or into the pan, and then allow that to simmer for another 15 to 20 minutes. Now, while that's happening, you can prepare your rice. Now, of course, I'm quite sure that you know how to prepare rice, but There are rice cookers that are available, or I don't have a rice cooker. I like doing rice myself, and I like doing rice myself. And maybe I will get a rice cooker, but because I've even seen my parents have started using rice cookers. I think it's so much easier for them. Um, I like the smell. I like to do the whole preparation and everything. That's just me. Anyway, when you have your rice cooked and everything, and you have your curry has already simmered for the 15 to 20 minutes, you want to add a nice, good 1 or 2 spoons of uh, rice in a bowl, and then ladle that curry right over the rice, and then sprinkle it with some green onions that you may have had extra. If you have to cut up some more, cut up some more. But some green onions and then some cilantro, and serve that. Uh, if you are really, interested, certain curries and so forth are really great with maybe like a white wine, um, perhaps like a Pinot Grigio. So if you're interested, if you're an adult, you could certainly have that or prepare that as well, or even a Riesling, uh, just in case if you're interested. It really sets it off. But more importantly, this green curry chicken with rainbow chard and mushrooms, you will fall over for it. Trust me. It's really a great dish. And like I said, I will make this available. If you missed any portion of the ingredients or the instructions, I will certainly make it available online. Just go to the Un-Bougie foodie page, on Facebook, and I will have that available for you. You could certainly hit me up too, again, through email, theunbougiefoodie@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to forward that to you as well. Yeah. So if you do make it, please let me know, and send me a picture. I'd love to see how you prepared it and the presentation. Um, you know, what's my favorite saying? It is all about the food. It really is. I mean, looking at the presentation of, in this case, this curry, yeah, you'll be happy that you're preparing it as well. So I'm looking forward to the photos. So make sure that you're sharing, or else follow me again on Instagram, _Un-Bougie foodie, Twitter. You could tag me if you'd like. Un-Bougie foodie is my Twitter handle. Or again, even my Facebook page. Visit Facebook and just send me a message and say, hey, I created that green curry chicken, and I just want to share it with you and let you see what I did, how I did it. I'm always interested in finding out about friends doing things. Why not? All right, folks. So, as you know, we cannot do a show without having the wonderful segment called Get Your Groupon. Get Your Groupon. Yeah. So I have a few places that I want to share with you. One is specifically in Minneapolis, the Uptown area. And I can say I have eaten there multiple times. So it's not I'm relying on anybody else to let me know, or I'm just going by guess, or making a hypothesis or conjecture. No, it's because I have eaten there and I have enjoyed the food that has been there. So the very first one that I want to mention, again, this is in Minneapolis, and it is in Uptown, is the Lindell Tap House. Lindell Tap House is located at 2937 Lindell Avenue South. That's Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55408. Again, Lindell Tap House. And the options that they have available, they have So you got to figure there are two different options. The first one is if you're going to go through Sunday through Thursday, you could pay $21 for a $40 value. That's like almost 50% off. Uh, the other is you pay $25.50, and you could go any day, and you still get that $40 value. So you're not limited to just going Sunday through Thursday. $25.50, you could go any day, Sunday through Saturday, and enjoy a really great meal. If you've never been to the Lindell Tap House, they've got um, what they refer to as pit beef sandwiches, and it's pub fare. So you could, if you haven't ever been to their website or anything, you certainly can by going to the Lindale.com. And again, that's the THELYNDAL.com, and find out more information about the different foods that are available. If you are an adult and would like to go there for certain days of beverages and so forth, yeah, you can find out that information as well. But on their menus, gosh, you could go to their website and see all the different types of items that are available. They even have a late night menu, which surprisingly I did not know about. I really didn't. And that's from 10 p.m. to midnight. And then Friday and Saturday? Well, that's Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. to midnight. And then Friday and Saturday, midnight to 1:30 a.m. I'm like, what? I didn't know that. I really didn't. Most of the times I'm going there during a time right after work. Gosh, they have something called the Latin pig. It's it's pit pork that's been drenched in mandarin habanero sauce, avocado, fresh cilantro, and mayo. These are sandwiches, by the way. They have a Thai dragon. That's also, again, pit pork, sweet and spicy chili sauce, cilantro, red onions, bacon, peanut sauce. You could build your own burger. And these, again, I'm mentioning these. This is from the late night food menu. You could certainly go on there and see a variety of other items that they have available, but those just kind of caught my attention as I was on their website. So once again, Lindale Tap House, they are located at 2937 Lindale Avenue South. That's Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55408. So, yeah, Minneapolis, you have one that I'm shouting out for. You could go to. So if you're in Minneapolis and even in St. Paul, we know how we go back and forth across the cities. Yeah. It's not called the Twin Cities for nothing. Check them out. And actually, a little hint on Groupon, when you're checking out, and if you use the code for today only, if you're using the code FALL20, FALL20, you'll get an extra 20% off. So go check that out. Find out just how much more you'll be able to save. The next one is this one I think I may have mentioned before, which is the Silhouette Bakery. But you get, for $11, you get two $10 vouchers. And how cool is that? But Silhouette Bakery, they are located in St. Paul, specifically in the South Frogtown area or community, 383 University Avenue West. That's St. Paul, Minnesota, 55103. So in the neighborhood, Silhouette Bakery, they offer a wide variety of different breakfast items, dishes that are made fresh, beverages, just really great tasting food. They are the option that you have again is $11 for two $10 vouchers. And this Silhouette Bakery is run by siblings. That apparently they grew up in the neighborhood, and it's not just about neighborhood type of foods or just the cuisines from like Minnesota. It really is from all over the world. When you go to their website, specifically Silhouette Bakery, you'll be able to check out their menu of all the different items that they have available, and it again covers a wide variety of different cuisines too. They're small in size or whatever, so that you'll have the opportunity to grab something either on the go or if you're sitting down. Small, but very substantial when it comes to partaking of the food and the flavors. Um, Again, you could grab a meal, something like even a Korean beef and kimchi bowl, or order maybe like El Pastor tacos. So they're made from scratch type of baked goods that they have available as well. So go there and check them out. Check out that Groupon. As always, Groupons are always limited. So either make a decision or, hey, use it for today or for in the future. But yeah, check them out. And feel free to visit their website too if you want to find out more information. So there you have it. So thank you all so much for tuning in today. Gosh, we're coming up to the top of the hour. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. I am here every Saturday at 10 a.m. The Un-Bougie Foodie, where you hear about foods, topics that pertain to food, sharing a conversation. If you'd like to, once again, call the station and give a suggestion or a comment, you can do that. 651-200-3479. Maybe you have a comment about the show. Send me an email, theunbougiefoodie@gmail.com, and I'm sure to answer you. Believe me, I am all about reaching out to audience listeners and even sharing any of their suggestions or comments. Hey, this show is for you, the audience listeners in the community, letting you know about different foods, recipes, restaurants that are opening. Next week, I will be talking about some other interesting places or foods, I should say. But we'll be concentrating on new restaurants that are actually going to be opening up or have opened up. So look out for that in the show for next week. Please join us next week, I'll add. Again, I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. only on St. Paul's hottest radio station, WEQY 104.7 FM. As I end the show, as I always do, I want to always encourage you never to let anyone tell you what type of foodie to be, because really, it is all about the food.